were sharing how their church got involved in the public schools, and I was like, what? We want to get involved in public school. We left that in February, and then our communications person sent us an email in, I think it was March or April, and said, by the way, do y'all know about this Loving Houston thing? I was like, what's Loving Houston? I don't know what that is. And so I read the invitation. It was because schools wanted churches to be involved. And I got the biggest goosebumps, and I was like, that's what I've been praying for. So I talked to our Next Gen minister. He got it, and he's like, yes, we're all going to go. So there were like tons of us that went over right across the street. And can I just tell you, for the moment I got there, I was like, I'm in. Of course, I didn't get to make that decision because our Next Gen minister was there. So I was sitting there like I was biting. I was like, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this. So we were filling out the cards at the end, and it was like, do you want to be involved? And our Next Gen minister is like, we'll talk about it. What? We'll talk about it? I'm ready. Because my point was, it wasn't too long ago that churches, it was like, talk about separation of church and state. They did not want any word church in the school. And now churches are asking us to come into the school. What an open opportunity. So we talked about it a lot, and I think what scared our Next Gen minister is, they say start small, but when we do something, we want to do it well. And so it was like committing, like we got to commit to this. And he's like, I don't think we can, can we do this? We've got all these other things on our plate, prayed about it, and finally we decided we can do this. So our goal, what we do is our children's ministry basically adopted Pine Shadows Elementary. Because in the future, we would like for our youth ministry to maybe adopt a feeder school into that, and then our high school to adopt a feeder school so we can stay with the kids all the time. And I think what's scared, you would think at a big church that you'd have plenty of volunteers. You got a big church, you got everything covered. It's not true. You have a small church, you have a big church, you never have enough volunteers. It doesn't happen. God always provides, but that was a fear. And so we finally said, we'll do it, and we got connected with Pine Shadows Elementary. And can I tell you what a blessing it's been? So my Next Gen minister was like, so who's going to be the one that is the lead? And I was like, I'll do it. So do you have time to do this? I'll make time. I want to do it. So we got involved with Principal Winstead at Pine Shadows. She is precious. Come to find out, when we decided it was Pine Shadows, there was a lady that used to be on children's ministry for us, and she works at Pine Shadows now. She's a teacher there, so it was like a confirmation, one confirmation after the other. So I met with Principal Winstead, and I was like, what do you need? Because I was afraid, we need 55 tutors every week, and I was like, I need 55 volunteers every week. I can't find them. But what her big deal, what she needed was, she goes, really, if you guys could help us with one thing, I need to appreciate the teachers. We are struggling on that. And of course, being a former teacher, I was like, this is my love language. I know. She goes, you might not know how much a little treat in their box means. I looked at her, I was like, oh, I get it. I had a principal that put a treat in our box every Friday. Just wanted to say, thanks for making it through crunch time with the Crunch Bar. So we started meeting with Principal Winstead, and we once a month take the treats. Sometimes we do. In fact, I made a list just so we would remember. We've done it. We're in our second year of it now. So I just made some that we did. We did some candy apples. I don't know if you know, it doesn't take much money. So even if you have a small church, Walmart has candy apples for like 50 cents at this time. So we just started looking. So we did candy apples. We've done in October. We were thinking, what can we do for the teachers? We made their candy bars, like Hershey bars. We made them look like superheroes and took them. So some of them we actually drop off at the school. We always talk with the principal. And then sometimes we actually go in, and so December, we had a hot cocoa, big cookie cake, hot cocoa, and we served the teachers. And to see the thankfulness of the teachers, it is amazing. And I think what Marilyn said is, when you start small, you start to develop that relationship over time. Like Principal Winstead, when we take a gift, she writes back to us, to my new best friends in the whole wide world. And because her teachers love it, they're always like, one of those First Baptist people coming back. And we just, who doesn't like chocolate? Right? You've got to do things and encourage them. So we did a cookie buffet. We did a big cookie, and we got hot cocoa, and they're like, we can have any of this, and we served it to them. And so it's developed a relationship that's developed even more and more. Just when I left the other day, we took something that we took Mentos, a big thing of Mentos, just put a like a label on it that says, "We Mento tell you, you've had a great, start to the school year." And she's like, "You don't know what my teachers say after that. It builds them up." And so there's other opportunities that we can take each time, but it doesn't take much. I mean, all of us can go get a pack of gum. We can all probably afford packs of gum and say, "Thanks for doing the extra." And you're like, how do you get all these ideas? Well, okay, first of all, as a teacher, so we do all corny things. That's what we do. And then secondly, Pinterest. And guys, they don't have to be, we did do a cute little turkey, like we did a handprint turkey thing with the little, because, that's the teaching in me coming back. But they don't have to be. If you took pairs to them and says, "We wanted to be a parent that we appreciate you." Guess where I get these? Pinterest now. You just Google them and they have them all cute. And we just do 5160s, the little address labels. We type them, stick them on, and they're good to go. So it's so easy. It makes such a great relationship. The last time I was there, we asked for a list, if we could just pray specifically, our church, our children's ministries, praying and covering each classroom in prayer. Now, do they even have to know that? No. But we are covering it. And I asked her at the beginning here, I was like, "What specifically can we do for you?" And she says, "You know what? We just need to make sure, in this world, safety is a big issue." And so we prayed before I left. I said, "Can I just pray with you? We happen to have a Christian principal." She goes, "Would you?" And we prayed over Pine Shadows Elementary. How cool is that? We have that partnership, and she's very sad, by the way. She emailed, she was going to come and talk about what it does for her teachers, but they had, as you know, in school, issues. And so she had an issue and she couldn't come. She's like, "I'm so sorry." But please be encouraged. If you're a small church, there's a lot of stuff you can do. If there's a big church, there's a lot of stuff you can do. And I think what's the coolest thing is just knowing that when you say yes, God gives you just the school that you need. We thought we planned it. Like, okay, we're going to get this, or this is a feeder school into this, into this. But God knew that what we could do, because that's really what I want to do is teacher appreciation. And wouldn't you know, when I met with the principal, that's what she said she needed the most. That was a God thing. He's the one that ordained that. So I would love to encourage you. If you have any questions, you've got my email. You can email me. I'll share my Pinterest links, whatever. And like I said, they don't look like Pinterest. Believe me, I have Pinterest fails, lots of them. But there's books you can buy too. Like I do it for my Life Bible Study leaders, Sunday school leaders. There's books that you can buy that already have them done. You copy them, cut them apart, stick the candy on, and it's done. Candy, whatever it is. So is that good for you? I mean, any questions? Or I love it. It's so much fun. In fact, we're ready to go. We're going to go in October, and we're going to do something for October. We're going to do this super teacher. So we do lunch or a treat like twice a year that we go there and do it, and then we just drop off things to put in their boxes. It has led to, when I was there were the former children's minister, I get to go read in her classroom. What a blessing. So I got my fill in more than one way. So I so appreciate Loving Houston and what they do.